According to recent data from the capital importation breakdown of the CBA, Nigeria recorded foreign portfolio investment of $3.39 billion in 2021, dropping by 34% compared to $5.16 billion recorded previously. This is the worst amount of FPI attracted by Nigeria in the past 5 years, according to a report. Interestingly, Nigeria's annual foreign portfolio investment have recorded 2 consecutive years of decline, having dipped by 68.5% in 2020 from $16.38 billion recorded in 2019 to $5.16 billion. It also followed with a 34% year-on-year decline to $3.86 billion in 2021. Investment analysts have opined that FPI's commitment to Nigeria will continue to be on a downward trend given the exchange rate volatility and uncertainty for repatriating their capital and earnings to their home countries. All right, let's get talking now. Mr. Olushola Popola is an investment advisor, is a CEO, Rich Vision Global Alliance Limited. He joins us via the Zoom call now. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for having me this week.
It's all right. So Nigeria's foreign direct investment fell to its lowest level in 2021, printing about a direct inflow of $698.78 million. A week after, we are seeing a record of foreign portfolio investment of $3.39 billion in 2021. That's dropping by 34% compared to $5.16 billion recorded in the previous year. So this is the worst amount of FPI it attracted. The contract attracted in the last 5 years, according to data by CBN. So how do you react to this? Vis-a-vis the decline in foreign direct investment, now we have a decline in foreign portfolio investment.
All right. Once again, thank you for having me on the program. You see, foreign when you're talking about investments, investors are either long-term investors or short-term investors. And the interest of the public in your product or your services to invest in will determine the confidence they have in your product or your situation in your country, will determine their interests, at what level they want to invest. So a lot has to do, well, before we start looking internally, because we always look at what are the things that are beyond our control, what are the things that are not within our control. If you look at the global economy generally, there has been downward trend all over in the world in general, just because of the pandemic situation, the lockdown situation that affected a lot of countries and their production levels. So generally, even in the US, we see S&P 500 falling down to some of its lowest values and things. Now, it's the same investors that are now looking out to come to other countries to come and invest. So is that they are coming for direct investment or portfolio investment? Now, on the direct investment, they are looking long term. On the portfolio investment, they are looking short term. If I come into this economy, can I get out my money as quickly and as fast as possible? That is the thinking of the investor. So as an investor, let's just put it on to ground like this, that as an investor, I come into a country and the policy system in that country is inconsistent. Today, the exchange rate is this, having 2-3 exchange rates, the parallel market is this, and I'm looking at, if I put my money in this, fine, I bring in investment at a particular level, maybe for the bonds, maybe the securities, whatever you want to go in. You want to look at how often do they change the government policies. If government policies change and it's not even changing to make it favorable to the investor, then you see a lot of persons will be a little bit worried and will not want to invest in that economy. So one of the major things you want to look outside the pandemic and every other thing that has happened, you want to look at the stability of government policy, as it were, the ease of doing business in Nigeria, the ease of doing business in Nigeria. So when people look at it, they say your foreign exchange policy is not stable. So they'll be afraid to put in money into that economy.
I know that, I mean, you talk about policy, and we have to look at it from different angles. I think you have the fiscal policy, and of course, you have the monetary policy. I know most analysts blame Central Bank of Nigeria, the management of foreign countries' foreign exchange, like you just mentioned, for the decline in foreign investors' appetite for the Nigerian stock market. They also said the forex system amid uncertainties and the threats of devaluation as well did not provide the needed stability for foreign participation. You have also made mention of that as well. So where do we need to look at to address? Where is the issue coming from? The fiscal policy or the monetary policy of the central bank?
All right, thank you. Well, the fiscal policy and the monetary policy. Now, especially when let's just, in terms of the portfolio investment, we'll be talking more about monetary policy, because this is where the portfolio investment comes in. But you want to ask yourself, because if you want people to come in to invest with you, are you ready to invest in yourself? How much have you prepared your house? Now, let's go into the market and check out how many Nigerians, how many businesses in Nigeria are investing in Nigeria. Most people, most investors today are going outside. They are getting the euro bonds and everything. That's what is more attractive now to investors. They don't want to invest within the country because they are not sure. We are going into another election year. You don't know who is going to come in. You don't know how it's going to be. So you want to be secure. So if people, the major set of people that are investing in our portfolio presently are maybe the pension funds, and it's because they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. They just got to do it in the country because they have a lot of money with them and they have to invest. So they invest within the country. But individuals are not. So if we want to look at it, how do we start getting out of this? We begin to look at, can we check our monetary policies? Can we, what are the things that have not been stable? What are the things that has made our foreign exchange market so unstable that even the citizens have doubt, they don't have confidence in it? There's what we call consumer confidence level. The consumer confidence level is very, very low. So one of the things that the policymakers have to look at is, how do we increase consumers' confidence? And we look at, not from our own high seat. We should be able to go into the market and look at what is actually happening.
Mr. Popola, just a moment, just so we don't forget this thought. Talking about monetary policy, yes, currently the interest rate and some of the parameters have been left unchanged for the past how many months now. The CBN has left it unchanged, particularly the interest rate, which is at 11.5%. Yes, I know that a lot of other economies have also planned to raise their interest rate as well, but it seems the CBN is not tempted with that. You think that is not juicy enough to attract more foreign investment portfolio into the country?
I don't think so. Now, you see, there are a lot of things begging or demanding for investors' funds in the current economy in which we are. Global, I'm talking of global economy. A lot of foreign investors now, they are looking beyond coming to buy the bonds and things. We have the kind of digital space now where you hear people like even the Elon Musk, the world billionaires, investing, putting money into digital things like the NFTs and the metaverse and all these stuff. Things are changing globally. You can't continue doing the same thing and expect the same results. Nigeria has to evolve and think of What new thing are we going to be doing to attract these investors? Now, are we talking about the treasury bills? For individuals, how many individual or how many organizations, based on the return on investment you get there, how many persons want to go put money there? You see a lot of people pulling out money from this to go invest outside the country. People venturing into the spaces that they don't even know because they feel they have a better return on investment. So the government must be creative, more creative than it is. Not 11%. The economy is devalued. It's been devalued. The Nigerian currency has been devalued. 11% is nothing. You want to take, any serious businessman will not want to go sit down for that in Nigeria. 11% can work in some other places, but when you look at what is the risk, what am I risking for me to accept an 11% interest rate? It's not measured. It can't be compared. It can be compared. So most investors will look for places. We can go into the digital space. We can be more creative about this. If Nigeria announces that it's going to more into digital space now, look at because of this war, the Ukrainian war. You see, a lot of people have started favoring these digital currencies and all these stuff. Now,
so you are saying that in terms of being innovative with different products in the capital market, the government will have to initiate all of these products. Yes, this is a new market, talking about the metaverse, the coins, and all of that. How soon do you think the government is willing to start talking or initiating debate and conversation across the board among these stakeholders?
Now, the thing, it comes down to how knowledgeable, how informed the government officers are. If they are not informed about it, or let me say, if they are not well informed, everything rises and falls on leadership. If the leadership does not understand what is going on, and they are not ready to invest in knowing what is going on worldwide, before you know it, you are just at the back of the whole show. This is what most countries are investing so much in R&D, research and development, to see how they can take space. Now, when you see the big giant, the big companies, the multi-billionaires, some of these billionaires, their economy, their value, their financial values are more than our nation's economy as a whole. So you want to look at where are they paying attention to? Can we put in people who can pay attention to those areas? We should not just be dogmatic. Oh, this is the monetary policy. This is how we do with the bonds, and the world has gone far beyond that. So as I said, everything rises and falls on leadership. The change can begin today. The change can start now. When I say change, I mean the real change, the real economic change. It can start now if the people in government are open to opportunities and things that are available globally. More learning and in diversification will help the government a lot. But where we close our mind to this is what we want to do, we are not ready to change. Anything that is happening, Nigeria is how it has its own sovereignty. I tell you, then we make our portfolio to be less interesting to people who would have wished to invest. Anybody would have wished to invest in Nigeria because we have what it takes. But the moment you see one of the indicators, when you begin to see drop in the foreign portfolio investment, when you see drop in the foreign in the developmental area, foreign direct investment. Once foreign direct investment is dropping, it will surely have effects on the because
yes. Let me quickly come in.
When they know that there are companies.
Yes. Let me quickly come in here a bit so that we don't lose our thoughts. You talk about the fact that the government or the CBN has devalued the naira. I mean, against expectation of many experts. Again, if you look at some global financial institutions like IMF and World Bank, they've actually advised the central bank to devalue the naira and raise interest rate a little bit up. I mean, which of course the central bank has done that. by 7.6% in last year. The central bank has devalued the naira almost by 7 or 8% against the dollar. This is quite really unusual though for central bank. But devaluing the naira further, again, some people say it may hurt the value that we have here. So do you think the central bank should heed some of these calls of these global institutions to devalue the naira further? Because of course they said there are so many advantages and benefits to that, so as to reduce the cost of importation, and of course promote and boost the export, and export becomes cheaper. So what are your thoughts in this concept of economics?
All right. You see, the IMF will always advise devalue the naira. And of course, when you devalue the naira, it makes foreign, it makes your goods look cheaper so that the foreign investors can come in. The problem is not in the devaluation of the currency. The problem is with the policy that surrounds the devaluation of the currency. If there's inconsistency, if there's sense of insecurity, most importantly, sense of insecurity. Now, if you make your product very attractive to me, it's just like there are some parts of the country now that if you tell investors, oh, you can get 10 acres of land for just 100,000 naira. The person will say, no matter, even they sell it 1 naira, I'm not going to buy. I'm not going to go there. Why? Because of the sense of what? Insecurity. And mind you, when people outside the country, when they are hearing about Nigeria, for those people that have traveled, you notice that when the news is being said, you will think the thing is affecting the whole country. You think it's everywhere that there's a kidnapping. You just feel everywhere. You see people calling you and saying, hope you are safe at home and things. So all these things comes to what the investor, they listen to. So if we come into the government, the people of Nigeria, do they trust the people in governance? If they don't trust the people in governance, how will invest? So we are talking about, it's not just devaluing the naira. That's not the main thing. A lot of countries have devalued their nairas, their currencies, and they are benefited from it. But the policies and the situation, the security levels of the country, these are things that affect decision of investors, whether to come in to stay for a short term or to come in to stay for a long term.
Just before I allow you go, Mr. Popola, let's talk more. I want to take you back to what you said earlier, some of the suggestions you put on the table as regard initiating some products like the virtual reality product like Metaverse, as it is in South Africa. Currently, they have that. And I mean, or some other product as well that can deepen the market and then thereby attracting foreign portfolio here. So how much chance do we have in this space? And if we have to look at the opportunity and the market as well, the size of the market, this is new really, but how much chance do we have? And again, what are some of the opportunity we can explore in this segment of the market before we wrap up?
All right, thank you very much. The first thing that we must recognize is knowledge base. Knowledge base. Do we have that knowledge base? And I will tell you the truth. We have Nigerians that have high level, because some people play in that space. A lot of people are playing in that space. That in Nigeria, you'll be surprised. We've encountered young men who are making serious money in this metaverse, NFTs, and other states. You see them making serious money from it. Now, when the government is ready, just like I said with leadership, and we're ready to put the round peg in the round hole, we get people who are knowledgeable and who have the interest of the nation at heart to get into the need of this. That's when we can start talking about a change in this area. There are opportunities. Countries are going into blockchain management. You can look at the in-era. We bought the in-era. We are yet to even get anywhere with it. We are not even, it's not even maximized. A lot of people don't even understand it. They are not, because of the kind of information that we are having at our disposal. So I think, in my own opinion, more should be put into this. Get people that are younger. And one thing you know is this: the moment you start this area, it may not even be Nigerians that will come into it. A lot of these foreigners who are already enjoying the benefits of this technological investment platform outside the country, once they know that Nigeria is into it, they want to come and take advantage. You will be amazed the kind of investment that will come into it. But it takes a lot of learning. It takes a lot of understanding, and it comes from the leadership of the country.